ancient astronauts. The Palenque astronaut, a being that came from the stars. So who was Pacal the Great? Had he been a true Palenque astronaut? On June 16, 1952, the archaeologist Alberto Ruiz del Huillier found a temple of the inscriptions of Palenque for the first time, and there was a tomb of Pacal the Great, better known as the astronaut of Palenque. You can see he even has something attached to his nose as an air mask or something. Very strange looking thing. The engraving on the tomb was generated much controversy among archaeologists and theorists, and under a set of 45 steps in the temple, the inscription of Palenque is a tomb of Pacal the Great. One of the most controversial mausoleums in history already holds the possible Palenque astronaut. The inscriptions appear to show the character wielding some kind of electronic device, which many theorists suggest is a spaceship, a spacecraft. So the Palenque astronaut, who was it really? When the experts examined the remains, they noticed that Pacal's physical characteristics were completely different from the rest of the Mayan population. In addition, he had no gemstones embedded in his teeth, and his skull was not deformed. The quality of the jewels and the quantity that was found gives an idea of the hierarchy that the character had, and furthermore, his slender hands and elongated fingers were covered in rings. The analyses that have been made to the body dated to the age of around 2,000 years old. All these data have led many researchers to question what the Pacal was. For example, the famous theorist Eric von Daniken, who describes it as, quote, a being that appears seated and bent over some controls, similar to an astronaut inside the cockpit, end quote. The being also wears a helmet from which flexible tubes come out. In front of his nose, you can see what appears to be an oxygen balloon. With both hands, he manipulates a kind of a command control. The upper hand seems to be in a position to turn a button, and the four fingers are clearly visible on the left hand with a little finger bent. His hands seem to be about to take a lever, just like the manual throttles of a motorcycle, and the left heel rests on a pedal of different levels. The clothing of the astronaut. In addition to everything mentioned above, another issue is taken into account, and it's the clothing of the being, which seemed to be too modern. Under his chin, with the naked eye, you can see a garment similar to a swan neck pullover that fits completely around the torso and ends in ribbed cuffs. He also wears a wide belt with a safety buckle, pants with thick tights, and a much tighter interior that reaches the ankles. Simply put, it's not just the equipment, but the clothing is also extremely similar to that of the astronauts. It could be said that the Palenque astronaut was perfectly equipped. Today, the debate continues to be very active. The images suggest that the ancient legends of gods that came from the heavens and the stars could be real. So who was the Pacal the Great? Had he been a true Palenque astronaut? This is on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.